Would you like to have more meaningful relationships? In this video, we'll share with you how you can build stronger relationships and connections by improving your empathy skills. I'm Dr. Elias Moitinho, and with my wife, Dr. Denise Moitinho, we wrote a book, The Dream Home. And in this channel, we motivate you and give you tips and life skills to help you grow in your life. If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe. Let's get started right now. What is empathy? Empathy is the ability to understand other people's perspectives, including what they are experiencing and feeling. It's the ability to communicate to people that you know how they are feeling without saying the words, "I know how you feel."
Researchers identify three types of empathy: cognitive, emotional, and compassionate. Cognitive empathy involves a desire to understand another person's perspective. Emotional empathy, also called affective empathy, is the ability to recognize and identify another person's emotions. Compassionate empathy, on the other hand, includes a desire to help others and make a difference in their lives. Now, let's go to the tips. Be sure to watch the whole video because there is a powerful bonus tip in the end.
Tip number 1, slow down and make time to listen. Many people live busy lives, and as a result, they don't have the time to spend with people and listen to them. Additionally, many people live self-centered, individualistic lives, and then they ignore people around them. If you realize that you are living a fast-paced lifestyle, perhaps you need to slow down. When you meet friends, co-workers, or even when you are with your spouse, make time to focus on them and listen to what they have to say. We like to say here on this channel, listen with your heart and listen to their soul.
Tip number 2, enter into the other person's world. What does it mean? Put yourself in the other person's shoes. You're trying to understand the person's subjective perception of reality. In other words, you want to know how the person views the world. Counselors do that all the time, and it's a method called phenomenological. I know it's a big word, but it means that through active listening, you are trying to understand how the person perceives the world. By the way, entering into someone's world and showing empathy does not mean you agree with the person's views. Pay attention to the person's tone of voice, facial expression, and body language.
Tip number 3, use your imagination. This goes along with tip number 2. Imagine yourself going through the experiences that the person is telling you about. This is putting yourself in the other person's shoes. You view life through the person's eyes. Your imagination will help you get a glimpse of what the person may be experiencing and feeling.
Tip number 4, be fully present with the person. To do this, you need attending skills. It is how you show a person that you are present and paying attention. Typically, a way to do it is to make appropriate eye contact and lean forward. Your facial expression matches the person's facial expression. You avoid distractions such as looking at your phone, computer, or anything else. You must be fully present psychologically so you don't daydream or take a mental vacation, because you want to hear and understand what the person is saying and experiencing.
Tip number 5, make reflective statements. Empathize with the other person. To show empathy, you need to respond with reflective statements. You may say something along the lines of, "It sounds like you are feeling exhausted. It seems like you are feeling disappointed. I can see that you are very overwhelmed." You can also reflect meaning by combining the feeling and the situation. For example, you may say, "Your car accident was terrifying for you, and now you are feeling scared. You are feeling overwhelmed because you have too many bills to pay and not enough money. You sound concerned about John's behavior at school. Tell me more about it." Showing empathy is an expression of agape love. Agape love is the highest type of love because it focuses on blessing the other person. To grow your empathy, you can also use tip number 6.
Tip number 6. Think of times when people showed empathy towards you. Remember a time in your life when someone, perhaps your spouse or a friend, took the time to listen to you. That person heard whatever you shared from your heart and understood your concerns and emotions and showed empathy to you. So how did you feel? What was it like for you to know that someone cares about you from the heart? You probably felt understood, validated, supported, and even encouraged, right? This is how you can make someone feel when you empathize with them.
Tip number 7, view people the way God views them. When you view people the way God views them, you will value them. Everyone was created in the image of God, and therefore, they are God's masterpiece and they have intrinsic worth. So, you honor and respect them. Do not look down on people. Don't devalue them. Honor and respect. Here we have the bonus tip. Turn empathy into compassion in action. Empathy is to convey that you understand the person's concerns and emotions, and you show genuine care. But what if the person has a need? Well, empathy is closely related to compassion, which means to recognize that someone is going through a difficult time and is experiencing some suffering and pain. So you may think of ways to help that person. Compassionate empathy moves you to do something to meet that person's needs. The Bible says that when Jesus saw the crowds, He had compassion for them. This is like the story of the Good Samaritan who had compassion and helped the man who suffered at the hand of the robbers. Compassionate empathy can transform you and the other person because it moves you to help. So watch the videos you see here on the screen to continue to improve your empathy skills. If you liked this video, click the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.